want 720p, which is 1280 by 720 pixels, right? And we know we want 24 frames per second, so typically what I'll do is if I'm using a digital SLR, which we are here, we're going to use that. And then 720p is right underneath it. You know about those little triangles, right? Whenever there's a triangle, that signifies more stuff. And there's the 24 frames right there. So it says DSLR 720p, 24 frames per second. If you click on it once, you can see all the information right there. It's 1280 by 720, 24 frames per second, square pixels, progressive scan. You don't really have to worry about this stuff, but that's what we're shooting is square pixels, progressive scan.
You said that's for like these cameras? What
Yeah.
if you're using the PlaySport?
If you're using the PlaySport, it depends. You have to match the sequence up to whatever your camera shoots. So when you transfer your footage over and you open some of the footage in QuickTime, you can go to like the Movie Explorer and find out what dimensions it is, and then just match it up in here. So you might have to do some digging, but for the most part, you can use this digital SLR setting for a lot of the cameras that we use nowadays. It might be HDV, and you'll notice that it's pretty much similar, right? There's a 720p, 24 frames per second. It's the exact same settings, to tell you the truth. But you should be able to get it away. Does it shoot HD, the PlaySports?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you can use this one, more than likely. Do you know if it shoots 1280 or sorry, 720 or 1080?
Yeah.
Okay, so those options are here. If you do shoot in 1080, that option's right there, and 24 frames per second. So.
Oh, great. Cool.
Okay, so we've decided on 24 frames per second. That's okay. And this is going to open up Premiere to so you'll see everything that you're used to. And we need to import some source footage, right? We need to import those pictures. So that's what we're going to do. So the easiest way to do that is File, Import. And we're going to find the first picture. So I think that's Tom's hand.
Yep.
There's a little button
the shot.
down here that says Image Sequence. As long as all of these images are numbered, you know, 1 through whatever you have, it'll come in as a piece of footage. So I'll click Image Sequence there, and I'll hit Open. Okay, so you have your footage down here. I like my panel up here. And all I have to do is drag it in. Okay, so there is my frame. You'll notice that it's just a couple seconds, right? It's
Nice.
1.12 seconds. But when we took these pictures, we didn't really look at the physical size of the picture size that we were taking. So I think it's like 4,000 pixels or something like that, right? So we need to resize what we're seeing, right? So if I click on the footage down here, there is a panel called the Effects panel. So if you don't see it down here, you can get any panel back up by going Window,
It's in your.
Effects Controls. So we don't want effects, we want Effects Controls.
Oh, okay.
And if I click Motion Open, there's all the options for, you know, very basic animations. So there's position, scale, rotation, all the key ingredients to animation, right? So what I can do is I can actually keyframe this and animate it, but I can also just resize it. So we just want to fill the frame, right? Maybe get rid of that white stuff on the side. And we can see the animation now.
Excellent.
That guy just comes at the end.
That's outstanding.
So it's a little fast, right? But
And the Oscar
Okay, cool.
goes to...
so
This picture.
looking at this, you can kind of tell that you need more steps in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good first experiment, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. Then all you have to do is export it, obviously, right? Because you're going
Well,
to.
that's the next step. I want you to show them how do you
Yeah.
go about doing that.
Okay, so we know that this is 720p and it's 24 frames per second, so we have to keep that in mind. If we go File, Export, Media, you'll get this big scary dialog box. So basically what we have to do is make sure that the output matches the source. So the source is 1280, 720, 24 frames per second. We know that. So I'm just going to expand this a little bit. Everybody still see that? So the video tab right here, the video codec that we probably should be using is actually the format first. So you're probably going to want a QuickTime. It's probably the most universal format out there right now. But we're going to use H.264. It's the best compression that you can get right now. So it'll keep your file sizes small, but you won't notice a quality difference. So H.264 is really the one you want to use. So I can take a screenshot of this after if you wanted to kind of distribute it out.
Post it on Angel.
Yeah, so after that there's presets. So we're just gonna, there's a lot of presets, right? So what we want to look for,
Apple TV, right? Look at.
is we're going to use, where is it here?
YouTube.
Let's find one that works. Okay, so this is the one we want right here. So it's YouTube HD 720p, 23.976 frames per second. So again, I'll take a screenshot of this so you'll have it, but you basically have to pick the format, which is H.264, guys, and then we want this preset. This will change all the sizes for you and everything like that. The only thing left to do is change the output name. So if I click on that little name there, I can say I want to export this to the desktop, and I can change the name to whatever I want. So I'll just say animation first test or something like that.
And Jaws.
Yeah, it's Jaws. Yeah, Jaws is better. Jaws is capital. So it saves it out as the MP4. So if I hit save and I hit export, the computer will do its thing, put all the frames together and package it up into a QuickTime file. Okay, so that should be exported now. If I look on the desktop, here it is here. Jaws.mp4.
Wow.
Just jump up and down.
That it'll play in any available player. So there it is.
Nice.
Alright, so I'm done, right?
Okay.
You
Get all that? I hope you got all that. That's a lot.
So, does anybody have any questions as far as importing the footage at all? Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. Is that when you're actually doing the
Hey.
You can do it today if you wanted to. I can.
But then every time this and together, that's fine.
But seriously, is no typography just a means by having a whole bunch of title frames and then finding which one has?
Pretty much.
Damn, that sounds so redundant. Sounds way too monotonous.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was the cannon.